Hey everyone, it's John, and today we're going to be doing some more network automation, and in this video we're again going to be looking at Nornir, but this time we're going to be focusing on advanced filtering. Now first, before I start, what I want to just say is thanks to all you. I've recently just hit 1,000 subscribers, which is genuinely amazing to me. When I first started the channel, it pretty much had zero traction, zero likes, zero comments. But like I said on my Twitter, it didn't bother me because I enjoyed making the videos, but it definitely is a lot better having this kind of community of people who are actually interacting, asking questions, sharing their experience. It just makes the whole thing better and more fun for me to do, so thanks very much. So with that said, let's talk about what's going to be in the video today. What we're going to do is use the F object in Nornir. Now if you don't know what that is, we'll get to that, to actually allow us to do some advanced filtering, which means we can filter using AND logic or logic. We can use NOT logic. We can filter for greater than or less than values and combine all these together so we can get really specific and drill down exactly what we want to do. So what I will say is, whilst this is called advanced filtering, it's a bit of a misnomer because it really isn't too difficult, okay? So just don't be put off by the name advanced filtering, and bear in mind that this is an introduction to advanced filtering. You can just keep building on this and getting more and more elaborate as you go on. Okie doke. So with that said, let's kick on, let's do it. Now your eyes are not deceiving you, I really am attempting to incorporate Meryl Streep, Marie Curie, Joaquin Phoenix and Harambe into a network automation demonstration, and the reason why I'm doing that is A, it's a little bit of fun, and B, they actually give us quite a wide variety of attributes to filter on and share some commonalities, okay? So we're going to be filtering on these, and the real important thing about this demonstration before we get to the actual filtering I want to talk about is the host file, the groups file and the defaults file. Now, the defaults YAML file in the previous videos has actually been missing. I've deliberately left it out to keep things as simple as possible. This isn't really going to be difficult, but I just think this is probably the right time to introduce it in the series. So, the important thing to note is that Nornir follows a hierarchical inheritance model with respect to its defaults file, groups file and host file, with defaults having the least priority and hosts having the highest priority. So what does that mean? It means that if we assign a value to the defaults file, by default it's going to apply to all devices, but that can be overwritten if a group file is configured for the same value. So let's just say that, like we have in this example here, what I've done is I've created, by default, every username is John, password Cisco, and platform is iOS, which is true. That means that for my login in for my SSH, I'm going to SSH with John, use the password Cisco, and again, the platform we're targeting is Cisco iOS. Now, if you remember from my previous videos, I used to explicitly configure them in the host file, which meant a lot of repetition. It means that for every device, I'd need to type in, I've got the host name here, which is still the same, but below that, I'd have username John, password Cisco, platform iOS. Then down to the next device, username John, password Cisco, platform iOS. Down to the next device, same one, just keeps going on and on. Now, this isn't really a problem in a 10 node network because it's only 10 nodes, but let's say we've got 4,000 devices in our network. You really don't want to be having to go through that kind of repetition, okay? So it's better to say this or these values apply to all devices, so let's just put them in the default. So by default, we're going to attempt to use the username John, the password Cisco, and platform iOS for all devices without explicitly stating it next to the actual host file, okay? Now, that means all devices are going to use these credentials, but let's say we want to have a particular part in our network using different credentials for security. So we've got a secure group, okay? We don't have this in this example, but let's assume we do. That means that in that group file, we could have a different password, a different username, which means that by default, Nornir is going to look at the group file first. If it finds a username and password for members of that group, it's going to use that password first, and only if it doesn't find it in the group file, it's going to find it in the defaults file. So that means you can basically apply a very broad template to everyone using the defaults file, but if you require more specificity, you can give a group file some different credentials, okay? And even within that, at the highest order of priority, within the host file, you could grant a host within that group a different password yet again. That means that Nornir will first look towards the host file. If it finds it there, it will use that password. If it doesn't find a password in the host file, it's going to fall back to the groups file. If it sees it in the groups file, it'll use that password. If it doesn't see the password in that, it's going to fall back to the default file. So that's a very, very rough explanation of the model of inheritance that Nornir uses. Okay, just remember that host is the most important and it will override everything. I'm not going to go into too much depth on that because this is about filtering, but it's just important to get some context. If you want to know more, then please read the documentation on Nornir's website, which is excellent. Okay, so now let's actually talk about filtering and let's look at the hosts, groups, and defaults file. Okay, so the first one we'll look at will be the host file. So Tiger Woods has the IP address 192.168.31.11 and he is a member of the groups Grand Slam winner, the athlete group, the famous group, and the human group. Okay, now we've got this additional member or data attribute which can give us our arbitrary values, and within that I've created the key sex, and he is male, age 44, and married, false. Okay, Meryl Streep, her groups are actor, famous, and she's part of the human group. Data, sex is female, age is 70, and married is true. Andy Murray, he is a member of the tennis player group, the athlete group, the famous group, and the human group. Okay, his sex is male, age 32, married, true. Harambe, our favourite, he is non-human but very famous. He is male, 17 or was 17, RIP, and married, false. Okay, now Marie Curie, IP address 31.15, famous, human. Could give her a lot more groups, to be honest, to give her due, but we'll just keep it to simple. And sex is female, age would be 144, married, true. Nalakat, famous, non-human, sex female, age 9, married, false. Joaquin Phoenix is a actor, he is famous, his name begins with a J, and he is human also. He is a male, 45, and married, false. IPvZero, human, not famous sadly. Male, age 1, that's because that's how old the channel is, and married, false. J.K. Rowling, famous, begins with a J, human. Sex female, age 54, married, true. And Roger Federer, we have Grand Slam winner, tennis player, athlete, famous, human, male, 38, and true. So that's just some basic basic attributes about each device in the network. Okay, and like I say, you could add a lot more to these, but the purpose is that these groups which belong to, that means that each person here will inherit these common values. So let's go to the group file and let's look at what each person gets in as a part of their inheritance. Okay, so we do vim groups, and we'll see that if you're a member of the Grand Slam winner group, you're going to attain the legend status, true, and you will have won 4. Now, in the case of Grand Slam winner, that is going to apply vaguely, because you can have a tennis Grand Slam, which Roger Federer has, and you can have a golf Grand Slam, which what Tiger Woods is. Andy Murray is not a Grand Slam winner, even though he's a tennis player, so he hasn't actually got legend status, even though he's a tennis player and an athlete. Okay, you see how it's beginning to work? Now, moving down to tennis player, we've got racket. Yes, he uses a racket, and location is a court because they play in a court, not a courtroom, thankfully. An athlete, fit is the Boolean value true. Diet is healthy. Actor, your location will be Netflix. Famous, you'll be well known, true, and your followers will be the paparazzi. Begins with a J, your first name starts with consonant, and then first name vowel, false. Boolean value does not start with a vowel. Human, data, Homo sapien, true. Rights, human rights. Non-human, data, Homo sapien, false. Rights, animal rights. And these are the basic things. So if you're a part of this, of a particular group, you will inherit all these values by default. Okay, and like I say, the last one we have is the defaults file, which is just simply everyone by default is going to use the SSH username John with password Cisco on a Cisco iOS device. If I tried to change that in the groups file or the host file, they would obviously change as per the inheritance model. Okay, so with that said, now that we've actually seen some of the actual host files and group files, let's look at the scripts. Okay, so the first script is just called filter.py. Let's have a look at it. Now this should look pretty familiar to you if you followed the previous videos. We're doing from Nornir, importing net Nornir, we're importing the print result, we're importing some netmico. We've created a variable called nr, and we are initializing Nornir with the config file config.yaml. And we have created a function called IPvZero with the argument task, and all we're doing is referencing this text file called config text file, which is going to have some banner configurations into it, and we're going to push that out to all devices which match our filter. Now, we're also going to use a show banner MOTD after it's been pushed out so we can confirm the changes have actually been made. Now, the part which is different here is that we're actually importing this object called f from Nornir core filter. What this does, it gives us a bit more functionality than the basic simple filtering we've done before. In this case, the syntax here is we're just doing referencing f here, which is what we're importing, and we're doing groups with 2 underscores, contains, and then the keyword, okay? Now if you want more information on this, please go to the Nornir official documentation and look for advanced filtering. See this page here? This has got really good examples from David Barroso, and it's probably better than what I'm going to show you. In fact, it is better than what I'm going to show you, so use this as well, okay? So you'll get plenty of examples here, and what we're going to do, for example, what he's filtering for is a group which contains the word bird. In the case, what we're doing here, we're looking for actor, okay? So if we see actor in the group, we're going to filter that, okay? So let's have a look at our groups file just to match this up then. So groups. So actor. Okay, so this would have data, data would be location Netflix, but the key thing here is who's a member of that group. Okay, so actor, we have Meryl Streep is in the actor, okay, so we'll filter on her. We're going to filter on Joaquin Phoenix as well, and I think that's it for the actors. Yep. So what I'll do is, I'll make sure the text file says something appropriate, like I am an actor. Okay. So let's push out this this script and see what happens. So Python 3 filter.py. There we go, so we've actually pushed out the changes, and as we can see, Nornir has correctly filtered, and all we've done is pushed this change out to Meryl Streep and Joaquin Phoenix, who are actors, okay? So if we go to the devices, we look at Tiger Woods, he will not have this change. Okay, so the banner's not there for him, but in the case of Meryl Streep, I am an actor. In the case of Joaquin Phoenix, I am an actor, okay? Now this is very simple, this is no different to the simple filtering, but we're going to use some increased functionality to get different effects, so let's try the next one. Now the cool thing here is we can actually invert those results. Now what does that mean? So if we go into here, let's just edit this. See if we apply this value tilde, you know, the little squiggly line, this here, what this is doing is invoking not logic. So what it means is we're going to say anything which does not contain the actor, okay? So let's just change the name of this to make it a bit more appropriate. So not actor, and we're filtering for everything except actor, okay? And we'll need to change this to not actor, and we'll change the text file to reflect that as well. I am not an actor. So this should, by logic, should go out and push configurations to everyone except from Meryl Streep and except from Joaquin Phoenix, okay? So let's try this one now. We're using inversion here. Okay, so now we've pushed the configs out to Tiger Woods, who's not an actor, Roger Federer, who's not an actor, Nalakat is not an actor, Marie Curie's not an actor, J.K. Rowling not an actor, IPvZero definitely not an actor, Harambe not an actor, Andy Murray not an actor, and that's it. You can see the changes were not pushed to Meryl Streep or Joaquin Phoenix, okay? So we'll see that Meryl Streep still has the I'm an actor, as would Joaquin Phoenix, but Tiger Woods is going to have this new one. I'm not an actor. Marie Curie, I'm not an actor. Okay, because we used inverse logic, anything that was not an actor got this change, okay? So that's the first bit of functionality we can do with the f object. So let's look at another example then. If we go into filter 2, what have I got here? Okay, so this time is really simple again. What we're doing is filtering, but this time on a Boolean value, so it's going to look a little bit different. We don't have the inverted commas here, just legend true. Now, if we remember, what was legend true? So if we do a vim groups, we'll see that Grand Slam winners have this value, okay? So who are Grand Slam winners? That's going to be Tiger Woods and Roger Federer. Let's just double check that. So GG at the top here. So Tiger Woods has got this, okay? And the only other person that's a Grand Slam winner is Roger Federer, okay? So now we should filter on this. So if we change the text file to reflect the changes to keep it nice and simple. I am a legend in my sport. Okay. And if we do Python 3 filter 2, we've now pushed the changes out only to Tiger Woods and Roger Federer. They now have the banner, I'm a legend in my sport, okay? So, next one, let's have a look at this. So let's look at the next one then. Filter 3. This one is getting a little bit more in depth, okay? So, what we're doing here is we're using F, and with these double underscores, what we're actually doing here is we're looking for the data key, the age, and what we're actually saying is LE equals 40. That means that the age has got to be less than or equal to 40. It's going to look for those values. So if you're 42, not going to apply to you. If you're 35, however, it will apply to you. And here's the beauty here. We're actually using AND logic, okay? So we're doing less than 40, but that's not enough. You've got to be less than 40 and your group's got to contain human. So what does that mean then? Well, first let's look at who's less than 40. GG. Okay, so we've got Tiger Woods is not less than 40. We've got Andy Murray less than 40. Harambe is less than 40, but he's not a member of the human group, so he'll be filtered out, okay? We need both to apply. We've got Nalakat less than 40, but she is not a human, okay? So filtered out again. IPvZero, 1-year-old and human, I'll be included. J.K. Rowling, over 40. And Roger Federer will meet the criteria because he is under 40 and a human, okay? So let's have a look and try this one then. So Python 3, filter 3. In fact, you know what? Let's change the config text file to reflect the changes. We'll do insert. I am under 40 and a human. And we'll do Python 3 filter. And we'll see that we've got Andy Murray, IPvZero, and Roger Federer. You'll notice, like I say, that Nalakat and Harambe were filtered out because they're not human. Okay, and again, if we go for the check and we do Andy Murray, his banner will now say, I am under 40 and a human, whereas Harambe will not have that. Harambe's going to just still have I am not an actor, which he is not. IPvZero, we are only 1-year-old and a human, so we've got it. As well as Roger Federer, okay? I am under 40 and a human. Okay, so that's AND logic, but the cool thing is we can also do OR logic. Okay, so let's actually edit that script to have some OR logic then. So vim filter 3, and what we're going to do is maybe we'll change the into less than 35. That'll take out Roger Federer. And what we'll do is, see, rather than have the AND sign, what we're going to do is do the pipe. That means OR, okay? So anyone who is less than 35 or, and we'll change the group to actor, okay? So that means Less than 35, so Joaquin Phoenix is not less than 35, but he's going to meet the actor criteria, so he'll fit. Less than 35, that will include Nalakat, that will include IPvZero, it will include Harambe. Actor, Meryl Streep is less than 35, but she is also an actor, so she will also be filtered, okay? So let's just change the name of this to reflect this, okay? So we'll call it under 35 or actor, okay? Just change this to under 35 or actor. And what we'll do is we'll change the config file to reflect it. I am either under 35 years old, ... or an actor. Save that. Now let's push out the changes. So as you can see, Nalakat is under 35, so she gets in even though she's not an actor. Meryl Streep is not under 35, but she is an actor, so she's also got this. Joaquin Phoenix is not under 35, but he is an actor. We've got IPvZero. I'm not an actor, thankfully, but I'm under 35. I'm only 1 year old. Harambe is not an actor, but he's under 35. Andy Murray, not an actor, but he's under 35 years old, so we've only targeted those people, okay? So, pretty much, that's the end of the basic introduction to advanced filtering. Like I say, it's only an introduction. You can get much more exotic with these combinations, and what I will say is please look at the documentation, because it's so much better written by professionals rather than me. But you'll see some really good examples, and the actual examples they're using here are really good with terrestrial, mammal, marine, all these things. It's it really highlights the functionality very well, and you'll see that you can do your inversion here, which I was talking about. You can do your AND logic, your OR logic, you can combine things, okay? So please, by all means, look at that and you'll learn quite a bit from it, okay doke? So like I say, that's the end of the video for the introduction to advanced filtering. The next one I'm going to do is, I'm not sure it's going to be a network automation video, because in my university class, we are now doing a routing module, and I was thinking about just doing some routing videos, just some key topics, just to keep in line with that, okay? So I'm going to mix in some routing stuff now with some automation, of course, and that'll be coming up pretty soon. Okay, doc? So thanks again for watching. Thanks for the 1K subscribers. Really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.